morning. Welcome to the first sequence of the 8th series. Let's start. So you're going to sit in Vajrasana at the end, at the bottom of your mat. Make sure that you roll the pelvis for a really long spine. We want to start already feeling that there is some space inside of your hip joints. So it's not cramped in there, but there is space. Good. Now some of you might need something in between legs and thighs, or even some padding underneath your legs. But what is important here is to sit well on the sitting bones and to keep the spine really long. Now close your eyes, soft hands on your thighs, and start observing the movement of the breath in the body. Feeling the whole body moving with your breath. Nice, drop forward, Balasana, folded leaf, forehead on the ground, arms alongside the body. Again, try to feel there is a little bit of space in your hip joints. Bring the arms forward, lift your head, walk far with your hands without the butt lifting, roll the shoulders out and drop the head. Now lifting the head, walk towards the right and fall. Drop the head. And then lift the head and walk towards the left and fall. Back to center. Then let's go to all fours, stack the toes in, bring the knees hip width apart at the perfect alignment, which is hips above the knees and shoulders above the wrists, spreading the fingers with an amazing connection between hands and the ground. I'm not just putting the hands, I'm touching the ground with the hands and connecting with the ground. And then from here, inhale, arch. And then exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Always keeping the space inside of your hip joint. Rounding and arching with your breath. Good. Stop the movement, knees together, dorsal of the feet down to the ground, and sit. Good. Now from here, inhale, left arm up, and then exhale, round the spine and bring the arm outside of the right leg, rounding the spine. Now from here, arch, 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 open the chest, open the chin. Now find the neutral posture in your spine and go for the spinal twist. Create space to undo. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, rounding the spine, bringing the hand outside of the leg, opposite leg. And then from here, arch the spine. Arch, arch, arch. Shoulders back. Open the chest, open the chin. Good. Now find the neutral posture in your spine and go for the spinal twist with a lot of space in between vertebrae. Good. Undo. Back to all fours. Right foot back. Tag the toes of the left foot. Right foot back. And now bring the heel as far as you can with a straight leg. And let's change legs. Toes in. Left leg. Heel to the ground. Adho Mukha. Push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out. Now bend the right leg, and then pull the left heel towards the ground. Keeping a lot of space in your spine. Rolling the shoulders out. Breathing at the back of the left leg. And then change legs. Bend the left leg and send the right heel to the ground. Keep the spine really long, the heel moving down. Mindful, useful breath. Good. Adho Mukha. And then now right leg up. Exhale, knee towards the hand and foot towards the left hand. Slide the back knee down. Slide the back knee farther down on your mat. Keep the front of the knee to the ground. Yeah, you are not opening the leg or sitting. You're keeping the back leg with the knee on the ground, front of the knee on the ground, and then the pelvis centered, allowing for the pelvis to fall down to the ground. Roll the shoulders, lengthen the spine. Make sure you're not here rounding, not interesting. Always space in your dorsals. And then a little bit of movement, left and right. Observing the sensations inside your right hip joint. We want to find an oily, greasy, smooth relationship between the femur bone and the pelvis socket. Yeah? So, you move slowly and you observe inside. That's your focus now. Good. Stop the movement. And then sit to the right so you can bring the back leg to the front. Then the front leg, you will bring the leg from the foot to the knee parallel to the front of the mat. And the other leg on top exactly the same. Some of you might be quite comfortable here. Some of you might find yourself here. It's okay, wherever you are, just stay there. Yeah? Or try the best approximation. We are not crossing legs. This is one leg on top of the other and the legs are parallel to the front of the mat. And then wherever you are with your legs, start arching and and rounding the spine and arching and rounding the spine. And while you do this, I want you to observe how that rounding and arching affects the hip joints. Feel the different sensations and remain with the intention to keep the space within the joint. Both of them. There is space. When you get to a place that it feels painful, you went too far. You know that already. Good. Stop the movement. Again, front leg to the back and go back to the posture. Rolling. Left and right. Sit. Bring the back leg to the front, and this time you take the foot from underneath so you can put it right touching the thigh. Yeah. And now let's start with a spinal twist. Right hand inside of the knee, left hand at the back, lengthen the spine, which is not arching, lengthen the spine, and then pushing against with the hand against the knee, you create the spiraling motion in a spinal twist. And then inhale, arms up. Cross your arms, go as far as you can without pushing the leg down. Try to keep the thigh kind of relaxed. And then fold wherever you are and breathe in a breath that helps the body to soften. And the mind as well. You are not here to push, just give the body the time it needs. Inhale, arms up and uncross them. And then again, the front leg to the back. Reposition. Take your time to draw a beautiful shape. And then a little bit of movement here. Always allowing the pelvis to fall down. So you give the pelvis to gravity. So you're not in resistance. Because resistance creates tension. And it can lead to injuries, so you don't want to work from resistance. You want to move from freedom, which is the opposite of resistance. Good. Now, the front foot to the back. Push with your hands. Lengthen the spine. Good. Now bring the knees down. Bring the knees down. Keep the toes tucked in. And then go to your knees. Send the right leg to the front in an angle wider than 90 degrees and the hands down to the ground. And you're going to start moving here, dropping the pelvis to the front and then going back, stretching the leg, lifting the toes, flexing the foot. And then breathing with your movement. I'm not going to tell you how to breathe. Here, when you go back, you can play with also sending the right hip more towards the back. So make of this an exploration. Maybe there is not just a way to do it, there is more than one way to do it. Sure, there is space. Don't forget about your spine, your neck, your shoulders. farther back so you can lengthen the spine more, rolling the shoulders towards the pelvis. And then see how far can you go with your torso without rounding the spine. And then always the right hip moving backwards. Good. Beautiful. Now front foot to the back, push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out. Inhale, left leg up. And then exhale, knee towards the left hand, foot towards the right, the back knee down, and then slide the back knee farther down on your mat. The pelvis gets closer to the ground. And then simply, first of all, let's see what's going on the upper body, yeah? Space in between shoulders, shoulder blades moving towards the pelvis, a lot of space for the neck, and then from here, you bring the attention back to the pelvis and you start rolling. One of the things that happens with the yoga practice, when we practice more and more, is that we are able to observe or feel the whole body all the time. Yeah? So for instance, if you're doing a posture and your awareness is still not refined, you might find yourself doing this. Yeah? Making some effort with your lips that is totally unnecessary. The more awareness there is of the body, the less things happen without you realizing them, without you feeling them, noticing them. And when you notice them, you can do something about them. So that's what we do here. Okay, so whenever I'm here, I'm going to pay attention also to what is happening in the upper part of my body, even though I'm mainly working on my hips and legs. Sit, bring the back leg to the front leg parallel to the top of the mat, and then the other leg on top. However that looks, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to look like this. It can look completely different depending on your anatomy. And then arching and rounding and observing the effect of this movement on your hip joints. How is moving the pelvis and the spine like this affecting the experience of the hip joint? And then can you still do the movement and feel that there is some space inside of the joint? Can you keep it greasy, oily, smooth, kind? Can you have a kind relationship inside of your groin? Are the parts fighting? Can you find some change in the way in your intention, or also in the way you move, that brings more smoothness into this relationship? Good, stop the movement, and then the front leg moves back again. Reposition, redraw the posture. Shoulders, upper body, and then the wobbling left and right. It's good to create this little bit of movement because our intention is to find this smooth relationship between the parts of the joint, so we want to move it. Okay, then you sit, the back leg goes to the front, but you move the left leg farther to the side so you have more space. Reposition, and then left arm inside, right hand down, lengthen, 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 and go for the spinal twist with the left hand pushing the left knee, and then spiraling towards the right. Inhale, lengthen and undo. Arms up, cross the arms the other way, and then go as far as you can and fall. It's good also to keep the space here in the hip. Square the shoulders. Surrender and breathe at the back of the front leg. Breathe there. Or inside the hip joint, wherever is needed. Or in both. Inhale up and crossing the arms. And then let's do it again. Bring the front leg to the back. Redraw the posture. The pelvis gets heavy. And then the movement. Now, front leg to the back, push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out, onto your knees, left foot to the front in an angle wider than 90 degrees, hands down, and start moving back and forth. Dropping the pelvis, rolling the shoulders, lengthening the spine, and then moving back, stretching the front leg, foot up. When you go back, the left hip moving back as much as you can. And move with your breath. I'm not going to tell you how to breathe, but make sure that the breath moves with the posture. Good. Next time you go back, stay and then bring the hands farther back. Roll the shoulders down towards the pelvis. Lengthen the spine as much as you can. Sit more, without moving the heel. Keep the spine really long and see how far can you sink without the spine rounding. You want to keep the spine long and sink. Beautiful. And then front foot to the back, Adho Mukha. Push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out. Inhale, right leg up. This time, bend the knee and open the knee up to the sky, opening the right side of the body, also the space of the hip, of the groin. Good. And now the foot in between your hands. Keep the back leg straight, keep the back leg straight, and then we're going to do exactly the same. Moving back, with the hip going back. But when the hip goes back, the foot wants to open. Your task is to root down from the ball of the big toe and then forward without bending the back leg. The back leg remains straight. And then the spine, the upper body, what is going on there? Come on, you're getting a better yogini and yogi, so you know how to observe several things at the same time. Aware of what is going on in the whole body. The back leg is straight all the time. Good. Now, go with the hands farther back, lengthen the spine a little bit more, roll the shoulders back and keep the spine as long as you can, sending the right hip back, keeping the ball of the right foot rooted, and then breathe here, the back heel as far down to the ground as you can. And your breath, always there, present. Good. Front foot to the back. Push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out, and now Left leg up, bend the knee, open the hips. And left foot in between your hands and start moving. Keep the back leg straight, keep the back leg straight. Good. Next time you go back, stay root with the ball of the big toe down, and then try to send the back heel towards the ground. Send the left hip as far back as you can. Rooting from the ball, left hip back, back heel to the ground, and then the hands farther back so you can lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders back. Lengthen the spine more and see how far can you go with your torso without the spine rounding. Keep the spine long. Root from the ball of the big toe. Beautiful. Front leg to the back. Push with your hands. Lengthen the spine. Okay, let's bring the left foot to the front again. Yeah, and then turn the feet. And drop down. Prasarita Baladhanasana. Now here, wherever you are, let's start rolling the pelvis left and right. Yeah, so it's not a big movement because the position of the pelvis, of the legs, it doesn't allow for a big movement. But there is this drawing a smile with the pelvis, drawing a smile with the pelvis. Good, and then the feet will close a little bit, come a little bit closer. So you can go into a gorilla or sumo position. Yeah, it's either, for me it feels like you are either a sumo fighter or you are a gorilla. So you keep the spine really long. Imagine a gorilla. You keep the spine really long with the fingertips on the ground and the pelvis as low as you can. Strong in your legs. Lengthening the spine, creating space everywhere. The pelvis dropping down. Good, now stretch the legs. And then both feet towards the right. Both feet towards the right. Parallel to the mat. The feet parallel to the mat. Right hip moving towards the back while the ball of the big toe stays on the ground, roots down, digs down, goes deep. And then inhale, lengthen the spine as much as you can, and then fold. Now let's change sides. Let's go to the gorilla again, gorilla. Long spine. Good. And then change feet parallel to the edges of the mat. With the left hip moving back, but the ball of the big toe on the front foot rooting down, digging down. And then inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold on top of the leg. Left hip moving back, ball of the big toe digging down. Breathing at the back back of the front leg. Beautiful. Hands at the front of the mat, front foot to the back, push with your hands, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders out, Adho Mukha, and then go to your knees. Bring the right leg to the front. Now you're going to start sending the back knee farther down on the mat, until you feel, oh, that's enough. And then you're going to start sliding the front foot, yeah? Foot up and sliding the heel to the front for a split. Wherever you are, you're perfect, yeah? And then stay here in the split and you're going to move. We have it moving, you want to keep moving. Unless you are super flexible and you're already with your butt on the ground and you almost feel nothing. But if it feels uncomfortable and you're far from the ground, then a little bit of movement here. With a long spine. And a smile. Good. Front foot to the back. Let's go with the other leg, left leg. So let's start by bringing the back knee farther down, and then foot up so I can slide the heel goes down. And then the movement here. Good. Front leg to the back. Hands at the front of the mat. Adho Mukha, push with your hands, lengthen the spine, and then walk with your feet towards the hands, but bring the feet outside of your hands so you can squat, tuck, and then sit, tuck, and now arms in between your legs, all the way down, rounding the spine. When you hit the ground, when you find the ground, feet close to your back, rolling the pelvis so the spine, the lower back is long and flat on the ground. Good, let's do a dynamic movement. Keep the feet parallel, keep the knees parallel, don't let the knees spread, yeah? And then always lengthening the lower back. Inhale up and exhale down. Up with the inhalation, and down with the exhalation. Okay. Now, next time you go up, you will hold the pelvis. Maybe you need to go on your tiptoes so you can send the hands under the pelvis. And the hands actually are kind of inviting the lower back to lengthen, yeah? So kind of doing a traction towards the knees. So they are inviting the lower back to lengthen. Keep the knees parallel and send the heels back down to the ground, and then you feel the psoas opening, but you don't want the lower back closing. Now shift the weight more towards the shoulders and breathe actively, both in your belly, but mainly I want you to focus on the movement in your rib cage. Always opening the psoas, always lengthening the lower back, active in your feet, active in your legs. Feet up, round down. Good. Now, let's bend the right leg. How? Bringing the knee in line with your hip. It's not here, it's here. The knee in line with the hip and shoulder. Make sure that the lower back is happy here, that it's not overarching. Good. Now the left foot on top of the right thigh. to send the knee farther down to the ground and create more space around the iliac crest. Make sure again that the lower back is happy. You can always reposition the lower back. Now right arm up and feel this long line from the hand, armpit, ribs, abdomen, iliac crest, hip joint, thigh, and knee. And breathing in that line, so you breathe through the line. Now the right hand outside of the left knee. And then let's go for a spinal twist. But here, in this posture, there is a tendency to feel a pinch inside of your groin, yeah? So to lose the space in the groin, or the hip joint, or both. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the thumb to move, yeah, to kind of move the flesh away and create more space between the femur and the pelvis socket. Yeah, create more space, so give it space here. And then from that space, you close. You keep the finger there, opposite hand. And then you go into the twist. Good. And now you will remove the hand, but we'll keep the space. Open your arm and turn the head. Beautiful. Let's change legs. So we're going to start by repositioning the pelvis and then lengthening, bending the left leg with the knee in line with the hip and the shoulder. The left foot goes on top. Make sure that the lower back is happy. Go in and out of the posture to find the perfect position for the pelvis. And then the left arm goes up and you feel this really long line, sending the hand as far away from your head as you can. So you create more space on the left side. And there is this line that goes hand, arm, armpit, ribs, abdomen, iliac crest, hip, thigh, knee. And you breathe in that line. Beautiful. And now for this shy spinal twist, because it's not an intense spinal twist, we are working more on the hips. You will use the thumb to create space. And then from that space and keeping it, you will bring the knee in, left hand inside, go for the spinal twist so the pelvis is rolling. But you need to keep the space inside. You don't want to feel a pinch. Good. When you get to your maximum and you're not pushing, then you let go of the hand, but you keep the space. Yes. And then open the arm and open the head. Bandhu. Reposition the pelvis, lower back really happy, plant of the feet together, the knees falling down, and you will start wobbling the pelvis. Pay attention, we are not moving the hip joints, we are not moving the hip joints. The hip joints are as open as possible, yeah? And we are simply wobbling the pelvis left and right without activating the hip joints. With the lower back happy. Beautiful. And now simply slide your legs down and lay in Shavasana. Feel your hips, your pelvis, your legs. Yeah. Enjoying this new experience of being in this body after this practice. With the breath that rocks you gently as always. Then you stay here for as long as you want. Or you get up and you connect with the next sequence. Namaste, thanks for being here and doing this exploration with me. Thanks for your practice. Namaste.